House Oversight Committee, pledging to make the investigation into President Biden and his son a top priority in the new Congress. Headline of today's New York Post, House Hunters. GOP vows to expose the Biden cash scheme. Ohio Republican Congressman Jim Jordan, he was there yesterday, currently ranking member House Judiciary Committee. How you doing, sir? Good morning to you, and thank you for your time.
I'm doing fine, Bill.
I'm trying to game this out. Here's what I've come up with. Fill in the blanks and tell me where we're headed here. You will not subpoena a sitting president. That means Joe Biden while he's in office. DOJ's not going to give you what you want. You could subpoena Hunter or Jim Biden, and they could either refuse that subpoena or they could take the fifth. How do you get at this story come January 3rd?
Well, I think Congressman Comer has been clear. You look at the suspicious activity reports, and what's interesting, Bill, is for the first time, the Biden administration changed the process and the protocols around getting access to these suspicious activity reports. And understand, this is a report filed by a bank, a financial institution, to the Treasury Department. In previous administrations, in the Trump administration, Obama administration, Bush administration, Congress, congressional committees could have access to those and could see those. This administration said, no, we're changing the policy. So there's 150 out there. It's been in the press, 150 out there on Hunter Biden, Jim Biden, and the Biden business family business operation. But the committee has only been able to see two. So Congressman Comer, who will be Chairman Comer of the Oversight Committee, said, I want to see the other 148. So I don't know if he'll go through the banks, the financial institutions to get access to that, or what he'll do. But I think that's probably where this thing starts. My overarching concern is the politics at the Justice Department. You cannot have a Justice Department that's political, because if you do, you no longer have what makes America the greatest country in the world. One of the things that makes us the greatest country ever is this idea that it's equal treatment under law, and we don't have that. So that's my overarching concern. And we know that the FBI, Mr. Thibault at the FBI, according to a whistleblower who went to Mr. Grassley, was suppressing information about the Hunter Biden story just days and weeks before the presidential election in 2020. And we know the FBI also went and talked to Facebook and said, be on the lookout for Russian disinformation. And that happened to be just timed at the same time you had 51 former intel officials write the now famous letter that this has all the earmarks of Russian disinformation.
I grant you there are a ton of questions out there. You got 2 years to do this, and they can run the clock on you. That must be a concern when you're trying to find an answer.
Well, it's always a concern, particularly when they haven't complied with any of the requests from Mr. Comer that he's already sent. They've changed the process on access to suspicious activity reports and denied us a chance to do that when it was always been able to do that before. And now we learned yesterday that they set up some special office the Democrats have to come after Mr. Comer, Mr. McCarthy, myself, and to attack the people doing the investigation. So what we're going to do is everything we can within the Constitution, do our duty to get the facts and the truth to the American people, because you don't change the politics at the DOJ if you first don't expose just how bad it's gotten and what really has been going on there. So that's part of our duty as members of Congress when we take the oath of office on January 3rd to uphold the Constitution. Part of our duty is to make sure the country gets the truth and the facts. We're committed to doing that.
This might be your first witness. On with Sean Hannity last night, Tony Babalinsky.
It's crazy that we're actually still talking about this 2 years after I've come public. 1,000% Joe Biden is the big guy. Multiple whistleblowers have come forward with a whole trove of facts that corroborate everything I've said, as well as add incremental information to it. And I think the American people are going to see those facts. I think they're going to be shocked by those facts, and hopefully justice is served.
Last comment. Hopefully justice is served. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I mean, think how the story has changed, Bill. When it first came out 2 years ago, it was, well, it's not his laptop. Then it was, well, maybe it's his laptop, but it's Russian disinformation. And then it was, well, okay, it's his laptop. It's not Russian disinformation, but Joe Biden wasn't involved. And now it's all the way to the point where Joe Biden knew about it, even though he said he didn't. But it didn't influence, the Politico said this yesterday, but it didn't influence his decision-making. His son's business dealings had no impact on the decisions he made as president. Well, that's a long way from I had no knowledge of my son's business operations and it was Russian disinformation. So the story has changed dramatically from the White House and from the Democrats. Our job is to get the facts and the truth for the American people.
Does this start in January, yes or no?
Mr. Comer indicated yesterday that he plans on starting right away. Frankly, it's already started. That's why we issued the 30-page report that the committee put out yesterday.
Jim Jordan, thank you for your time. We'll speak again.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Sandra.
With the midterms in the